Well, I would say that he was a Jewish writer first. He was also a dentist. Um, and he was also very active in the Yiddish education movement within the New York area, and was the president of the Shalom Aleichem Folk Institute for some period of time. That his Jewish writing included both children's writing or children's books, as well as scholarly pieces about the Talmud and about the Torah, and that was in turn related to teaching that he did, adult education that he did, which essentially generated some amount of following of people who sort of considered him to be their teacher. So he died in November of 1970, right before my 14th birthday. So what I, in terms of how many years of conscious existence we overlapped, probably my earliest memories of him go back to maybe before I was 5, but I'm not sure. I mean, I can remember sitting with him. I was sitting on his lap. So given that he was a small man, I must have been a small child at the time. And I remember him reading his stories to me with a scotch in one hand and a cigar in the other hand. And so that's probably one of my first memories of him. Well, I think the first thing to say is he was short. And, I guess somebody probably has the data on this. I don't know, but I would guess he was probably about 5'5" or something. He was a little bit of a kind of a fire plug kind of guy, and sort of looked like the older generation of what you think of as New York Jews. I mean, not, he didn't have a beard. He had a mustache. He always wore a suit. I'm not sure I can ever remember him not being dressed in a suit and a tie. Even the tie, I'm not sure I have a good memory of him not wearing a tie. But, always neat, and I don't know, that's probably how I would describe him. He smiled easily, but also, in general, wasn't like a joker, or, he was sort of had a serious air about him.
Did he have any prominent features? Like when you think of him, are there parts that come to mind?
Well, there was one part that was missing, which was his finger on his right hand, which, as a kid, I was a little creeped out by. I was like, what's going on with this? Because it was really just missing all the way down to his palm, and that was a result of not really understanding what x-rays will do to you. He was a dentist, and my understanding is he would hold the film in the patient's mouth with his hand while he was taking the x-ray. So, and it wasn't just that the finger was missing. His fingers were somewhat deformed as well. He had lost the fingernails in that hand, or at least on 2 of the remaining fingers, and the little bits of fingernails still stuck on or something, which was, for a small kid, was a little weird. I mean, it's funny because I also am missing a piece of the same finger, and my granddaughter is fascinated by this. I don't think she's bothered by it at all, but I've wondered about that, actually, the difference in her reaction and my reaction as kids to this slight deformity.